everybody. Today I am going to be talking about activity 3.3.1, choosing childcare, and that comes from Child Development Semester 2. With this assignment, the prompt is asking you, what would you do in a certain situation? So it's saying that you found a childcare facility for your child and it's matched all of your logistics, like it is open the correct time, it costs the right amount of money, it's not too far away, those sorts of things, but you don't agree with the caregiver's philosophy. And so it asks you, what would you decide to do in this situation? Would you go with the facility or would you not? And it wants you to explain your reasoning. So I just want to go over this a little bit to talk about what is a philosophy and what are some things to think about when putting a child into a child care facility. So when we're talking about philosophy, especially when we're talking about a child care's philosophy, that is talking about what do they believe, what are their main ideas with their center, how do they run it, and then their attitudes towards certain things. So it's what their philosophy is, how they're going to run the daycare, how they're going to treat the kids in the daycare center, what kind of activities they're going to include in the child care center. So that's really what philosophy means. So some examples of different parts of philosophy for child care centers would be, how are they going to discipline the child? So thinking back to the question, meets your time, meets your cost, everything like that. Part of their philosophy is, how do they discipline the children that go there if they do something they're not supposed to do? And it could be that if you don't agree with the philosophy, you don't agree with how they discipline the child in the daycare center. Philosophy can also include nutrition. What do they feed the kids? How often do they feed the kids? Do they make the kids eat everything before they can get down? Do they have servings of protein, fruits and vegetables and grains? Do they serve foods that are healthy and not like pre-made? So that's another part of philosophy. Activities, what do they do with the child? Is it a lot of hands-on activities? Is it a lot of be able to kind of figure it out on your own? Is it very this is what we're doing now? Is there lots of help from the teacher? Nap time, that can be a part of philosophy as well. So what ages have to nap? How long do they have to nap? Where do they nap? What do they have to do during nap if they're not falling asleep? Outdoor play, does the daycare center believe in outdoor play? Is there a place for them to play outside? Free play, so how much of it is really structured activity and then how much of it is the child just being able to play with different toys and be creative and those sorts of things? Interactions with the caregivers, so what kind of interactions are the child getting with the people that are watching them? And then the structure, is it really structured that we're doing this activity from 10 to 10:30, lunch is always at 11, outside play is always at 11:30, nap time is always at noon, or is it more kind of free flowing? So these are things that can be a part of a philosophy for a child care center. So you can see that with that, it's really how the child is being treated, what they're learning, how they're learning it. And so going back to the question is, if it meets all of your logistics like time and money and all of that, but you don't agree with the philosophy, would you go to that child care center? So example, if you didn't agree with the food they were going to serve your child, would you still go to that child care center? If you didn't agree with their outdoor play, let's say they never let the kids go outside and you really want your kid to go outside, would you still go with that child care center? Let's say it's very structured. They do this from point A to point B, and you don't want something that's structured, would you still go with that child care center? So that's what this question is asking you, is if you didn't agree with their philosophy, what are you going to do? Are you going to take your kid there still? And if you are, why? And if not, why? And so a lot of times, like if you don't agree, yeah, you can have a conversation with them about it, but they're not gonna, most times they're not gonna change it because this is how they run their daycare center. They can't treat 10 kids differently in a room. And so it's how they're structured and what they do, and that's what makes the child care center. Most child care centers will have their philosophy printed, typed up on their website, that sort of thing. And so that you can read about it, and then you can go in, you can ask them about it, you can see it, those sorts of things. So those are the things that we want you to think about as you go through this prompt, is thinking about those different parts of a philosophy, and if you didn't agree with one of them, but you agreed with all of the other ones, would you take your kid there? Why or why not? If you did not agree with all of it, would you still take your kid there? Why or why not? So hopefully this has helped you understand the assignment and what it is talking about when it says philosophy. Hope you have a great day. Bye.